Greetings. Doing the first sound check as usual. Greetings. All right, there it is. All right, I am Joelle, and I'm just going to give it a couple minutes here for everyone to join in with the notification going out. I'm very excited about this evening's information and reading. It's going to be wonderful. I'm excited to see what messages Spirit has for me and for the Good Vibe Tribe, those of you who are going to be tuning in either now on the live or at a later point. So I'll give it till right at 8 o'clock here and we'll be ready to go. All right, so my name is Joelle and I am the Viberarian. I am here to elevate, enlighten, and empower. That's my journey. And when I come on and share, it's with the hopes that you too will find something that resonates for you in your particular path and that we are in the same wavelength and frequency so that you can also be elevated, enlightened, and empowered as well. I am so excited to be here as I always am. It really does. I love doing this, and that I get to share it just makes it double the fun. So I am here, and this evening, my sacred space and the circle of light that I invite you into, I am using my emerald green candle, to which I have added some drops of oil. And in this case tonight, I am using dragon's blood oil because this is a message from the dragon realm and we'll be dealing with green stones and energy, emerald, and also malachite. All right, so and if you are not familiar with dragon's blood, let me get this added here. All right. I love its smell. It's very refreshing, rather light and invigorating. And I love it in my environment. I keep some on hand. I usually have some dragon's blood incense, but I burned it all. So I don't have any on hand. So I had to go with the oil. Hello to everyone in the Good Vibe Tribe who's popping into the chat room. I appreciate that you are here. And yes, I'm so excited because one of the soul sisters that I travel with, I can tell you that your vibe truly attracts your tribe, right? So this evening's conversation was spurred by a soul sister, and I'll get to that here in a minute. I see she just popped in the chat room. Also, my ace A1 just popped in. Tanya, thank you for showing up this evening. And I know Helen from Australia should be popping on soon. So I just have to acknowledge my circle of people who are definitely on the same wavelength in this journey. I'm excited about the message I get to bring in this evening. So first of all, let me just explain to you why dragon's blood is a powerful tool to use. Now, I did not know what dragon's blood was when I first got it, but you know, if you go to the right metaphysical store, they will definitely give you a primer on what it is that the different tools are for, and it's very educational. Just ask a salesperson, right? Is what you could do. So I'm going to share my screen with you here real quick and just go over a little bit about dragon's blood and its benefits. So it is actually a dark resin if you get it in that form. And it comes from a tree. It's like the sap that comes from the, I don't know how to Dracaena tree. Don't know how to pronounce the Latin on that. but it's a resin that has been used since ancient times. And let me show you a picture here of this particular tree. Isn't that awesome? It's almost like the roots are inverted instead of in the ground. I don't know what the actual bottom of the tree looks like, but you can see here, it's pretty cool. So actually, what I was reading as I was researching for this, I discovered that this resource may actually be endangered at this point because of overuse and commercialism. So I'm going to do a little more research before I purchase this in the future, of course, because I don't want to be contributing to the planet's problems by my delight in using products, especially if they're not ethically sourced and if they are actually more toxic, if the production of those things is actually toxic to the environment. So we don't need to kill any dragons to get dragon's blood, we slay anything, you know, we really do want to be conscious. But dragon's blood has been used in shamanic rituals since ancient times. And it has amazing properties. It's an insect repellent. I think it's anti-inflammatory, helps ulcers of the skin. That you can use it as tinctures. You can use it to ingest. I definitely would have to go to a practitioner who's more familiar with it before I would begin eating anything or ingesting or anything other than burning the incense and using this oil either on my external body or in my candles. So as you can see, there's a lot of information. I will put links to these articles that I have shared here in the description box below. And there are even scientific literature. The Journal of Chemoecology here has this quote that says, besides its great importance for plants that produce it, dragon's blood is also a natural resource valuable for humans. Its antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal properties have been known since antiquity. Okay, so it's interesting because you can see there are many citations to additional articles in the scientific sense that are talking about dragon's blood. And one thing that I love is that our science is now able to validate what the ancient shamans and medicine men and women already knew. And much of our current pharmaceutical chemicals come from plant medicine and from the earth. But they're composed differently. So I think it's way healthier for us if we really do kind of go with how Mother Nature made the things in the first place. So the reason that this reading is about dragons and energy is because my soul sister, Shannon, I was sharing with her a picture from the Crystal Angels book by Alana Fairchild in one of our discussions. And it always happens that she and I will talk about something, and next thing you know, the image that she talks about or the number, I'll get a synchronicity for it, then we'll ping pong back and forth. And so a lot of times I wake up and once I look in my inbox, it'll turn out that we both posted about the same time, about the same number or the same resonance. So it's very activating and very positive. So Shannon, you can find her at Heaven to Earth 1111 on Instagram and TikTok. And she also has an Etsy store. The links to her will be below, and maybe she can activate and trigger you too, because she certainly is doing that for me, and I'm enjoying our sharing of this high vibe information. So the picture that I showed her was for Malachite, which is evolution, and Archangel Raphael healing, the gift of oneness. Okay, so here is this. Let me see how the picture, if the glare is doing okay. And so as I looked at it, you know, in the picture that I sent, I was like, oh, I see the dragon type energy, right? So then, of course, it was off to the races. So we're going to dive in. I've got several decks here, cards. I had actually pulled my dragon cards out to share with her. And before I could do that, she shared another person's post on Instagram who was also bringing in the dragon energy. So, there's a current that blows through the collective where we each get the messages in our own way, but they are really just versions of the same thing. And that is beautiful. Many paths, one destination, right? The gift of oneness. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information from this because this book is a beautiful resource. It's full of information and it's very intense. Like, I'm going to spend some time with this chapter later, but we want to introduce you to the angel Raphael, Archangel Raphael, the divine healer, the medicine of God. His symbol is the caduceus, which is the staff that we see in the medical practice today, and he is all about healing. So we're going to look here and see from this book, and then I've got my dragons, crystal spirit, soul journey, the liquid crystal oracle, and the sacred mother and goddesses to bring into this download this evening. So pull up, get your cup of hot cocoa or hot tea, and spend a little bit of time with me as we go in to see what spirit has for us. All right, so Malachite Evolution and the gift of oneness. Get back to it here. And in Alana's book, it has like the guidance, and then it will have a breakdown of the stone, and then the healing properties of the angel, and then how to heal with the crystal and the angel support. So first it says, spiritual guidance, although we are not the gentlest of stones, we are dedicated to bringing you home, back to your heart, through the pain and the doubt into life, ending the drought of defense and loneliness, survival and fear. As to the divine, we draw you so near. No more will you push parts of yourself away. No more will you feel that you have to delay. In accepting all of you, all of life, all of the world, finding the divine within all as your heart does unfurl. Through darkness and light, exploring the ups and the downs, you'll realize you are safe from your base chakra to your crown. It's all just a chance to grow powerful and wise. You've been taught you must fear, but that is a lie. Excuse me. Clear that throat chakra, all right? There is nothing to resist, no other place you must be. Everything in your life reflects your own divinity. Perfect as is, even though it seems hard to understand, all you need is to trust in your own divine plan. All is unfolding exactly as it should, and everything, even darkness, serves the greatest good. We'll guide you now to embrace the dark and the light, to realize stars shine brightest in the beauty of night. All right, I received that. I'm definitely ready to go into a level of healing. All right, so the rest of this chapter proceeds where you are looking at coming alive in the body and soul, healing, reprogramming safety, and how we can, we can make ourselves, it says here, the mind can get a bad rap in spirituality. We may worship it as the higher power or vilify it against it as a barrier against the heart. Truth is, it's just part of us, and it can be an ally on the path if we don't make it master and if we give it some good nourishment. Giving an experience of divinity is a passion, right? So she's so excited, and as she goes into the messages with this, it's very personal for her, right? And it's talking about taking this healing journey, and sometimes you may feel as if you are asked to get your mind to make a complete reversal in the ways of thinking and responding that have been habits for most of this lifetime. All right, so that is hard, right? Our own mental state sometimes, and the way that we're perceiving and framing stuff is how then we wind up being more hurt because of how we experience it. I know that in the Four Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz talks about don't take things personally and don't make assumptions, right? And so it's basically that everyone else is living their own reality and their version. And a lot of times we personalize things, or we think that they're talking about us or they're behaving a certain way. We make an assumption that it's something to do with us. So once we reframe our mind and bring our mind into mind, heart coherence, then our experience of the world can be healed more easily, right? So a lot of times we reinforce the harms and hurts that happen to us, all right? So we're going to keep going on with this, and it talks about the healing field. And then it says here that my emerald green heart is alive with love and oneness with all, is the affirmation from here. Okay, I received that. I am alive with oneness for all, okay? And here we have from the Crystal Wisdom Oracle deck, cute little cards here, very small, easy to use. As you can see here, Malachite. Love the energy of this, the swirls and the patterns in this. And it says here, healing, I am a healing machine manifesting miracles. All right, I am a healing machine manifesting miracles. How awesome is that? All right, so let's go in with the dragons now. So seeing that dragon face and that initial mandala, I wish I could prop it up where we could have it here in the background, but we'll see if it, there we go, have it oversee us there a little bit. So when I went to the dragon deck, I was looking specifically to see what energies were there that were affiliated with green. And the first one that jumps out is the green gold dragon from Sirius. It brings universal knowledge to our spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology and be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. So I am here to be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. And you can see that this earth is wrapped up in this kind of etheric cloud. And there's a lot of teaching about the Sirians and the star nations, the Arcturians, the Sirians, Pleiadians, Sirius, the dog star Sirius. I mean, these are all terms for you to kind of use to go ahead and search, but these are higher dimensional beings who have gone through an ascension cycle similar to what we are going through now. We have star-seeded DNA that includes from our Sirian experience in our blood, so we can activate that knowledge within ourselves, and we actually have come here to the planet to do this work in this current time to elevate the frequency. And so we can learn from the knowledge of their lessons learned, the mistakes made, and their evolutionary consciousness, and they are here to support us for this journey. All right, so awesome, transmitting knowledge. The other two dragons that we have here are the green dragon and the emerald dragons. These are so beautiful. I just love these. This deck is Diana Cooper. Love Diana Cooper. She's beautiful, just such she's just like, I giggle every time I see her because she's almost like a little fairy lady or something. So here we have the green dragon, which helps you tune into the secrets of nature, receive answers and guidance from nature to align with your divine essence. And you see that this dragon here is holding a key in their tail, protecting that key, right? So our heart is the key to our experience here. We hold the keys within to unlocking our experience. So that is why it's so important to look at our awareness and the way that we're receiving and being and processing things, because that is truly the key to how we unlock the positive or negative experience. One of the simplest things to do is to go out to nature and hug a tree. Sit with your back against a tree, touch it, ground it, touch something green, water your plant if you can't go outside, but there is a naturalness in our planet that we are embraced in that field, that frequency of Mother Gaia when we go outside. Like when you get back to nature, you get back to your roots, you get back to who you really are. When you're outside and there's no noise other than the sound of a brook or the ocean, birds singing in the air, wind blowing through the trees, there is nothing complex about that. It's just the simplest experience. One of the things that I have as an issue when I'm out in nature is that I have become afraid of certain parts of nature. I've been too cityfied, right? So when I get out in nature, sometimes it is not necessarily an easy experience for me. And then I have to laugh and reframe myself because it's like, why are you scared? Like, this is natural. Did you get so far away from natural connection that now you can't feel safe in this environment? I mean, I respect nature, and in the battle of nature versus man, nature generally wins, right? But I have to like really purposely reframe myself so that I engage more with nature, wild nature. Of course I can go to a park or somewhere where it's actually manicured and there's a path and all that kind of stuff. But like people who go off on these trails and out into the mountains and the woods and stuff like that, that's probably not going to be me. So I have to continue to work to heal my dynamic with nature. Maybe I was ate by a bear in another lifetime. That's why I'm scared of it. But nevertheless, let's see here what the guidebook says about this green dragon. All right, it's my bookmarks. Here we go. This is on page 64. That's a 10, 1 and a 0, starting a new cycle. And it says here that all answers lie within nature, and every single thing we need while on Earth is provided for us in the natural world. Fifth dimensional green dragons touch our psychic centers and help us tune in to the sacred geometry in the trunks of trees, the petals of flowers, the shells of snails, and everywhere in Master Pan's kingdom. Pan is the Greek god or Roman god of nature, I think. These are the keys and codes that bring us in tune with our divine essence. When we are fully aligned with our fifth dimensional blueprint, we are automatically whole and healed. All right. So our fifth dimensional blueprint is our template that we brought in with us into the planet. That is basically who we are at an essence at a higher dimensional. And we're here to heal and clear the programming of the 3D reality that we're in so that we can operate with more ease and grace. And it says here, the nature kingdom is a magical place in which all our answers are held for us. Luminous green dragons help us to read these answers. So if you can sit quietly in nature, call a green dragon and ask for guidance. The response may come to you consciously or unconsciously, so accept that something important has been activated within you, whether you are aware of it or not. You may feel the need to walk somewhere in particular. If so, follow this impulse, for your green dragon will be guiding you. Keep your eyes and ears open, for the answer may come through a tree, bird, insect, animal, or something else entirely. Your green dragon will glide with you, directing you to the answer you need. This calls for deep trust and an understanding that the divine plan is perfect. This card also suggests that you would benefit by spending more time in the green world. Your green dragon will be with you, so acknowledge it and let it touch you with its wisdom and great knowledge. Expect revelations or healing. All right, how many times have you been on a nature walk? and something came to you after you spent that time in nature. There's something real to being in that connection where we can receive downloads up through our feet. We can breathe in the information through the clearer air, and we can hear from nature things that resonate and then will be interpreted by our heart self at a later date to be expanded and flower, just like those buds that bloom in the fields. All right. So the green gold dragon from Sirius, I'm very curious to see what information it gives about Sirius here, because I am not. Oh, and it's on 88. All right, the great 88, 88 keys on the piano, 88 master frequency. Let's see here. Okay, in the chat room, thank you, Tanya, says in Greek religion, Pan, the god, is the god of the wild, shepherds and flocks, nature of mountains, wilds, rustic music, and impromptus. Okay, we talked about serendipity, when you go for somewhere and then you just encounter something unexpectedly. And nature is a beautiful place to experience the unexpected beauty, from a flower that's pushing up, or maybe a nest or a bird that surprises you. And I will say that on Shannon's Instagram and TikTok, she spends a lot of time out in the beautiful Tennessee area where she lives. Her and her dog Jazzy go out, and that's part of my nature fix, is through her sharing, right? So if you can't get somewhere wild and free, find an account or someone where you can connect with the energy through your screen. Put a screensaver on, something that will help you to envision what it's like to really be in that environment. All right. So it says here, the green gold dragon from Sirius. Within the inner planes of the star system of Sirius, there are renowned universities attended by beings from the entire cosmos. In these elevated establishments, higher knowledge and spiritual technology from many universes is disseminated. These magnificent dragons work in these academies of light and carry the keys and codes. Okay, keys and codes, both. All right. The keys and codes of spiritual technology of the future in their energy fields. Their mission is to spread this to all those who are ready to help bring in the new golden age. These dragons are cosmic travelers, and like all dragons, help us move through the dimensions. In addition, they will guide and protect us on our interdimensional journeys between Earth and other parts of the universe, especially if we aspire to be an intergalactic master. Now, I really love this because I do a lot of astral travel at night. I'm very active in my dream time state, and I know that I am off planet, I'm in other dimensions. And also recently, I added the descriptor intergalactic librarian to my biographical statement, because I realize as what I do is I help channel in and bring information from all of the realms, not just from the earthly plane. So I am glad that this dragon has showed up to support that for you and me both. All right. It says that this card suggests you invite the luminous beings to swirl around you, touching your chakras with the sacred geometry of the universe. Then ask them to tune you into any aspect of higher knowledge you can bring forward now. Sit quietly and allow this to happen. You may receive a download or information, or various keys and codes you carry in your soul may light up. If so, you will become a transmitter who broadcasts sacred knowledge, though you may not be consciously aware of it. This is a very powerful dragon, so notice subtle changes in your thoughts and attitudes. Your dreams may reveal memories from your travels with the wonderful green gold dragons from Sirius. All right. I just am also remembering that When I had my Akashic record reading with Todd Bryson of Modern Galaxy, it was gifted to me by my bestie for my birthday, and I gifted her one as well. Give your friends the gift of knowledge, okay? So in that, he said that I had activated the Syrian DNA and was going to be resonating. They were going to be drawing near to work with me. And so I'm assuming that this is part of the manifestation of that as well. I have always been very comfortable with the Pleiadian aspect, but while I was in Mount Shasta, went through a portal, activated some new energies, the star codes, and came back with a stronger Syrian connection. So here we have this transmission of knowledge through our galactic friends, all right? So then I love this last dragon, the Emerald Dragon, brings in healing and cosmic abundance. It says, good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. Okay, so clearing our thoughts and framing things differently so that we can align with the highest version of ourselves. Right. And I love this. Look at all these. It's like they're a field of roses, which roses are the divine feminine, the Sophia, the Kuan Yin energy, the mother's compassion. And I love that. I know that roses don't grow in fields like this, so maybe that's not what they are, but that is what they are looking like to me in this moment. All right, so let us see what the Emerald Dragon wants to add to the message. All right, let's see. Let's see the fields, this stuff, you know, fields, and almost like when they're on their way to Emerald City, Dorothy and her gang fall asleep in the poppy fields, right? It's not a good experience for them. It was actually a detour on their way. So we are not claiming that negative aspect, but we are certainly on the road to Emerald City, to the amplification of our heart chakra, to our healing, and we are on the path to attaining an awareness of oneness, as it said from Archangel Raphael. All right, so it says here, Emerald Dragons are wise healers who prepare us to align with our true fifth dimensional blueprint. They work with the mighty Archangel Raphael, the Emerald Angel in charge of the development of the third eye. They clear our emotional body to leave us free to love, forgive, and open our hearts. These magnificent dragons also retune our mental body so that our thoughts support our divine perfection. Okay, reframing our thoughts to support our divine perfection. This allows Archangel Raphael to pour emerald light through our spiritual body so that our physical body aligns with all we can be. They also open us up to cosmic abundance. Working with Archangel Raphael, they link us through our third eye to Jupiter and its ascended aspect, Jumbe. Now, I'm not familiar with these ascended aspects that Diana Cooper talks about, so that's research for another time. This is the planet of good fortune and beneficial rewards. The blessings that fall upon us may be financial, but not necessarily. They are always fortuitous and for our ascension pathway. Now, Jupiter is my nephew Jet's favorite planet. He is like all about Jupiter and has been since he was like 3 years old. It's really interesting. I think I've read that there was a Stargate or star station on Jupiter in ancient times. So maybe he remembers coming through that portal at some point, but he has always loved Jupiter. So I love that, that Jupiter showed up. And it says, receiving this card invites you to fill your aura with emerald light so that the emerald dragons can enter your energy field easily and consume all that no longer serves you. We've been doing that release work with the Cancer full moon that just passed, releasing all that no longer serves us, that is diseased and dead or needs to be cut off, all right? Receiving this card, let's see, breathe gently in and out of your third eye so that the emerald dragons can touch and open it. They will start to pull back your veils of illusion. This card indicates that you are ready to receive healing, love, and a cornucopia of wonderful things. So relax at a deep core level and invite these magnificent dragons to bring good fortune into your life. Remember to be grateful for all the good that comes your way. All right, Ashe, I receive it and amen. Okay, can I get a witness? All right, look at these. I receive the energies of the dragon kingdom, and I'm so grateful that this was my experience today and for the last couple of days, and definitely here to support healing on all levels, layers, and dimensions so that we can operate at our highest healthy whole state. All right, so let's keep going here. All right. My nephew always says he's famous if he gets a chance to hear his name called on these videos and stuff. So yes, he is. Like our young star children, they are so much more tuned into things because they don't have the same framework that we have developed in our years. So you better get with somebody's child and let them talk to you and share with you their perspective. I know it is healing and it will uplift you and shift you because they are already operating at a higher frequency than we are. So find your little crystal or indigo child and become friends. All right. All right. So Malachite in the Crystal Spirits Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. She is a wonderful deck creator. Again, the links to all these decks will be in the description box below. They are affiliate links, so if you purchase them, a small portion of the proceeds goes to the ongoing support of the Viberarian collection, all right? So Malachite, this is a 7, and what did I say before? If you've been following the channel, 7 is my calling card for the divine feminine. All right. This is the divine feminine. Oh, I had it right the first time, right? The divine feminine in action. So here we have a cosign from the feminine creator spirit saying, yes, I'm here. We have this Malachite spirit. And in her card, she usually has the face of the oracle somewhere kind of in the image itself. I'm not seeing it real closely in this particular instance, so I'm not going to dwell on it, but that's one of the treats of this beautiful deck. So clarity of thought and emotions, the right use of intellect, integrating thoughts and intuition. Okay, I'm sensing a theme here, are you? All right, overthinking can make you feel like you are starting to lose it. But Malachite Spirit has appeared to let you know that there is a difference between unproductive ruminating and taking the time to apply unproductive ruminating and taking the time to apply logic that can help you make sense of what you know. Reasoning with clarity means the right use of your intellect as you consider all the evidence you have encountered. This includes evidence produced by opening yourself to messages from the conscious universe through your first sense, intuition. Your reasoning powers are at their peak right now, so let go of any old beliefs that would make you doubt Malachite Spirit's message, which is to trust that you are smart enough to sort through all the information before you. Okay, we are talking about our mindset and healing our mind and healing our thought process, our belief systems, all right? Now, in the area of relationships, it says, are you trying to justify knowing what you know? Malachite Spirit is here to tell you that you are both smart and wise. When you consider what is currently happening with your relationships, right thinking is married to your inner wisdom, which is guided and provided by the conscious universe. Trust that you have the ability to balance the incoming messages from your rational self and the part of you that just knows. Honor your emotions, but be guided by the conscious universe and your intellect to help you make decisions. For your emotions right now may be an echo of the past, out of proportion with what is happening today. Meditate, and it will be easier to see the evidence and use valid reasoning and intuition to weigh it. Malachite spirit has appeared to tell you that something very important, that you know more than you think you know. You know more than you think you know. All right. Have you given your power away when it comes to building wealth, fearing that you can't be trusted to figure out your finances? Do you feel unworthy of abundance because you fear you will squander it? Too often, old stories rooted in scarcity thinking shape our attitudes towards prosperity. You are reminded now that you have what it takes intellectually to make sense of your financial situation and grow your wealth. The conscious universe will send signs that you are on the right track. So free yourself from the old fears and begin trusting yourself. The crystal meditation is that malachite is a beautiful stone that helps integrate our personal power, hearts, and intellect simultaneously. It allows us to come from a place of authority without losing sight of what is for the highest good of all. It is a useful stone to work with when exploring issues around the next right action in families and organizations. All right. So this is awesome. I think you remember a few weeks ago, I went to a crystal party with Alka Kapoor, the crystal matchmaker. And as I was sitting there, she dropped a malachite in my hand and I held it for about 20, 30 minutes. For some reason, I couldn't let go of it. And like the next day, it activated a whole healing experience for me. And I was like, oh, I forgot she gave me malachite, right? So, but healing doesn't come before we're ready for it. Now, also from my own personal experience, my strongest psychic, I have clairaudience, so I hear, and then claircognizant, which is psychic knowing. And so when I first was beginning to tune in and tap into things, I had an insecurity because I didn't know if what I was delivering was from the vast catalog of knowledge that I have as a librarian, or if it was coming from spirit. And then over time, I learned to relax and recognize that it was both. And it happened so fast. When I'm speaking, like I just say what comes through me and what I know to say without doubting that the right words have been chosen, that the right analogy or metaphor has been given to me to be able to communicate. And so I learned to love my intellect and my librarian's storehouse of information and embrace it now as the intergalactic storehouse of information and to trust. And so when I'm guided to pull cards, when I'm guided to say certain things, I know that it is me deferring to my intuition, the higher conscious self that is connected to the divine. And so there it makes it so much easier, and I don't experience as much of the feeling of insecurity and things like that because I'm confident in myself and I've healed an aspect that was causing my self-esteem to question the way that I have been wired and the way that I have been made, and to embrace that and to really rock my gifts. Okay, so here we are with malachite, bringing some healing medicine for me and for you, hopefully, as well. All right, now the other crystal spirit, I love this card. It is emerald. Look at that heart at the top, right? Beautiful teardrop emerald with the heart. And we have master number 22. 22 has been a number of conversation this week, several times. with several people. 22 is the master builder number, and that is about co-creative partnerships, efforts that bring things out into the manifest world, balancing harmony, that of unifying our masculine and feminine within. And in the caduceus that we spoke about earlier with Archangel Raphael, we have the masculine and feminine, the kundalini and the third energy created in the center of those two things. So we are moving into the opportunity to come into a more balanced and harmonious state with all that we have been and all that we are ascending into being. So this is a beautiful year of 22222. We got the 222 portal, the 2222 portal. I mean, it's all kinds of energy that's supporting us, which is why we've been cutting out the things and releasing the things that aren't serving us, because we don't want to be partnered with those aspects and bring in creations that are not as high as is possible for us. All right. So it says here, the essential meaning of this is giving and receiving love, opening your heart to friendship, and embracing unity. All right, we're back here to the gift of oneness. All right, beautiful. So we have here, love like light is experienced in many different ways, some obvious and some so subtle that we can only sense it if we quiet our minds and pay very close attention. The message of Emerald Spirit is to open to love in all its array of colors and to become a channel for its healing powers. This is on page 80. So here we have that 8. We have that infinite flow of energy that is going back and forth. So if you give love, you receive love. You give acceptance, you receive acceptance, right? As above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. All right. Oh my goodness, I love it. You are always capable of tuning in to radio love. So today find the frequency so that you might experience and channel love. Aspire to love your neighbor as you love yourself. All right, the golden rule. Aspire to love your neighbor as you love yourself, recognizing that love must begin within you as you connect to the conscious universe, the source of all love. Channeling love nourishes you as you experience how its healing power dissolves the darkness. You are a love beacon today. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I feel it. Okay. The golden rule is to be the love. We are here to be the love needed on this planet at this point in time. So you can't bypass yourself. You have to start inside. All right. In the relationship realm, it says love is meant to flow through you from within and without, cleansing your energy field so that you can feel your soul's worth and know that you are always loved. Love may not be coming to you right now in the form you prefer, but don't overlook its presence. Express love towards yourself and others. Remember, loving your neighbor means starting at home with self-love. Now is the time to set aside the obstacles that block you from receiving, experiencing, and expressing love, and simply be the love you want to see in the world and in your life. Trust that when you open to love, loving partnerships are possible to help you heal the old wounds. All right. I love it. Love is love, and it's here for all of us. We are on the love planet having the love frequency experience. All right. Love and prosperity may seem to be two very different things to you, but Emerald Spirit's message is that the conscious universe both are your natural birthright. Emerald Spirit's message is that the conscious universe both are your natural birthright. There's a word missing. Oh, okay. Let me start that again. Love and prosperity may seem to be two very different things to you, but Emerald Spirit's message is that in the conscious universe, both are your natural birthright and one can support the other. In all your business and financial dealings today, ask yourself, what would love do? And let your loving heart guide you to be self-loving and loving towards others. Love means respecting what people offer with good intentions. It means giving to others without fear that you won't get the return on investment in the exact amount or form you hope for. Love and prosperity flow among all of us, and today you are being called to align with that flow. All right, I am in that flow of giving and receiving love. All right, beautiful. The crystal spirit meditation, it says emerald is a heart healing stone that carries the energy of universal love. Meditation with this stone opens the heart and soothes it, allowing the release of blockages brought about by painful emotions. It reaches love and compassion and asks that we carry, it teaches love and compassion and asks that we carry these qualities out into the world to be shared with others. All right, I am a love bug. All right, I am a love bug. I am highly communicable with the frequency of love. All right, beautiful guidance. All right, let's keep going here now. One of the other beautiful sites that I mentioned on different occasions is the Liquid Crystal Oracle. And I just love this book and the Instagram account of the person who, Justin Asar, and his Liquid Crystal Oracle. It is an amazing, amazing page. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick and show you that in the crystal calendar, we just hit Emerald very recently. All right, and this is Emerald. The simple purpose is spiritual healing. The animal totem is the dolphin. The essential oil is rose. Okay, all right, I see it here. And the affirmation is in truth, love, and peace, I am healed. Look at this gorgeous emerald. Oh my goodness, beautiful. All right, now the emerald card, I'll come to that in a minute. Let me show you the second one before I leave here. This is the Malachite, which this image we saw in the card before. This was a few days ago, and well, this was a while ago, back in November. Malachite, the simple purpose is clearing. The animal totem is the rhinoceros, essential oil lemon. And it says, I am a blinding light. I am healed, clear, and free. All right, beautiful. I am a blinding light. I am healed, clear, and free. And I am in truth, love, and peace. I am healed. Definitely go check him out. I love getting these crystal calendar updates from him. All right, coming back in here. All right, so starting with Emerald, this is the card, and these are the angel or devas of the crystal. There's a whole system to his oracle cards. It's, again, one of those books that you really need to sit down and study, but I'm going to give us a little bit of information here. It's the Master Crystal Deva Verto. Vert is green, I think, in Latin. And it says, come, I will hold you, child. Allow my warmth to surround you. Feel the mist of my green healing. My green healing ray envelop and carry the message of the absolute into the depths of your spirit. Trust now in your divinity, sacredness, and perfection beyond mind and physicality. Birthed from a single seed of love, you are the infinity of love's ocean on the shore of the universe. Love that. You are the infinity of love's ocean on the shores of the universe. I remember the time you danced with me within the skies of light, a time of joy, a time of unity and truth. We spoke of a journey that you had chosen, and we opened a path that you could walk. I have not forgotten you, child of light, and I await with many your return. Listen now, for it was known that you may forget. You are the Alpha and Omega, but most important, you are the highest principle of spiritual love. You are infinite. In my embrace, realize your support in the other worlds. Let me guide your breath and open the door for the many who await you. Together as one in the joy of rhythm, enter the one true abundance through the pulse of the Creator, the reality of unconditional love. You are the air in the breath of healing intent. Fear, pain, dis-ease, and suffering are an illusion of man unrealized. All right, that was beautiful. All right, emerald in healing. Emerald is a beautiful green gemstone which varies in clarity from transparent to opaque, the more prized pieces being transparent. She is an old world stone mentioned in many of the world's major religions, prized as a jewel and important part of the ancient channeling breastplate. All right, the whole armor of God that we talk about in the Bible, right? The breastplate. She has been in service for a long time and is on her way out of manifestation as a physical crystal on the earth. As the new children of light are being born into physicality, a new spiritual healer is needed, a crystal from their world. Such a crystal is moldavite, called from the stars by Emerald to serve the children of earth on their journey in physicality. Moldavite will be the new emerald, taking up the role of spiritual healing when Emerald ascends. Emerald belongs in the beryl family of crystals. Her brothers and sisters, including aquamarine, the crystal of simplification, and morganite, the crystal of equality and love. A member of the Council of Seven from ancient Atlantis, Emerald was recognized as the contact stone for the Dolphin, allowing communication between Atlantis and Lemuria until its demise. The most recognized high priestess from the Emerald Temple in Atlantis was the Lady Nada, a powerful being that is still available to us today. Emerald has always been known as the master healer, the foundation of which lies in the stone's ability to open the heart chakra and allow acknowledgement of the meaning of true abundance, the presence of unconditional love. There is nothing that Emerald cannot heal. Under Emerald's guidance, all healing becomes a spiritual act that holds at its foundation love in action. She stabilizes the mind and opens the emotional body, simplifying what she finds, replacing turmoil with patience, peace, and optimism. Emerald is able to activate the psychic ability and is a powerful facilitator of the meditative breath. Emerald is a sacred contact stone for the ascended master, Paul the Venetian, and the Lady Nada. At the physical level, this crystal has been used in all ailments associated with the heart, kidney, liver, and pancreas. Emerald has also been shown to be useful in epilepsy and cancer, facilitating the removal of high levels of radiation from the body. In the healing journey today, it says, if Emerald has come to you, it is time to bring your spirit close and listen. You are in need of love. The time for healing has come. Go inward and leave no stone unturned. At this time in your life, truth is your best friend. Channel all your experiences through your heart. If it is not unconditional, it should be discarded. Emerald also reminds us that what we are facing in life is a lesson, just a stepping stone to understanding and back to our infinite self. When you are right within, your outer world will follow. Money is not abundance, love is. Be the love, and the money will come where it is needed. New guidance may be waiting for your recognition. The spirit of the dolphin is with you. Go into the ocean and listen through your heart. Let each breaking wave pass through and heal you. Okay, I have a dolphin tattoo right here. Okay, right? I love it. Dolphin energy. See my little dolphin from Mexico as well. All right, for the dolphin spirit. And it says, in truth, love, and peace, I am healed. Beautiful. All right. The essential oil is rose oil. So if you have some rose oil, go ahead and pull it out. I knew those looked like roses to me in that field with our beautiful, beautiful dragon. Right. All right. So moving on to our next crystal, malachite, which is clearing. The master crystal, Malakel. All right. Raise your arms to the stars, golden angel of the sun. Let me and you on your journey. Let me aid you on your journey. Breathe me in and let my hidden yellow flame ignite the power in you. Feel my warmth in your veins, the flower of purification, clearing, and true personal power has come to bloom. All right, bloom, beautiful. Accept my green vibration, one of earthly love to which the basis of fear gravitates, then melts away. Accept my green vibration, one of earthly love to which the basis of fear gravitates, then melts away. Let me bless you with the courage and the strength to face your limitations and fears. Entering into my understanding, you will see your role in their creation and be free to fly again. Now released from the weight of the physical world, welcome to the freedom of the fearless state, for love is all that is. Fear stems from the unmastered mind at play in the fields of illusion. Your perception is its vitality, life force, and creator. All right, here we are again talking about our perceptions and our mindset, how we see things shapes our experience and gives it the energy that it needs sometimes to harm us. So we can change that. It says here that malachite is deep forest green, a mineral with lighter green to yellow banding that runs through it, usually in circular patterns. Usually in circular patterns. Cool. A soft mineral, it has been used by many cultures for carving. Malachite is mined for its copper content, which rarely occurs naturally as a solitary metal. Thus, malachite carries all the properties of copper, and although it is a green mineral, most of its action takes place within the yellow ray color at the solar plexus chakra, the center of personal power and identification of self. The principal crystal of clearing, malachite, makes us aware of our pathway of healing or growth, then powerfully delivers awareness as to that which blocks us. Malachite can find the seed of all illnesses or disharmony and then surface it into awareness for healing. She is a crystal of courage and determination who infuses the drive to seek a better way, casting away the self-limitations and attachments to the past, especially where fear and guilt are concerned. Spiritually, malachite can aid vision at the third eye in meditation and is able to clear the subconscious mind. In ancient Egypt, it was utilized as a link stone with selenite to the energies of Sirius and the Great White Lodge. Okay, Sirius, I see you. Malachite is a sacred stone of the goddess Het or Hathor and Master Osiris. With malachite's affinity for the solar plexus area of the physical body, it is a powerful remedy for releasing stress and tension from that area, which is useful in restoring complete breathing in asthmatics. I'm about to lay down on this floor because I have asthma and I have been having a multi-day asthma attack. And I didn't have an asthma attack when I was sick with the ick a couple of weeks ago, thankfully, but more recently, since I recovered, I started to get something irritating, and I figured out my air filter needed to be changed in my house. And I've been trying to work through my lungs to, not have to do the deep breathing treatment. So I am going to be looking to acquire some malachite this week to help me. Okay, Spirit, on behalf of the asthmatics everywhere, we receive the gift of knowledge of malachite and its healing properties. All right. Okay. Where was I at? All right. She is also able to absorb energy from painful, diseased, or inflamed areas, aiding the healing of most issues, including teething in children, torn muscles, arthritis, swollen joints, and broken bones. Your healing journey today. Malachite's presence with you today indicates an active or the need to enter an active process of clearing. There is something happening in your life that needs your attention. However, vision of it is blocked or simply unavailable and must be cleared. Malachite asks you to trust your instincts, keep your heart open, and have courage. Trust the spirit you are. Your faith in self is often being tested when malachite appears in life. There comes a time in everybody's life when they must clear away a sacred space to simply exist alone within. Remember, alone is all one, not alone. Malachite is also a very physical stone. Her presence may indicate the need to clear a physical ailment, the seed of which is currently unknown to you. The affirmation, I am a blinding light. I am healed, clear, and free. All right. Oh my goodness. All right. We see here people are saying they need to get some malachite, beautiful messages. Okay. The dolphin, flute. Yay. Paul, all these synchronicities for everybody here on the chat. Beautiful. And the animal totem, the rhinoceros, and the essential oil is lemon. All right, so I am going to definitely go in more, probably tomorrow or the next day, about the Ascended Masters who showed up, because we've got Lady Nada, Paul the Venetian, and I know Green Tara. I'm going to try to get to her this evening, but we'll see. We may have to, I think we've got time. We may have to tie her in on the next one. But clearly, if you don't know where a message is resonating, then you can ask to be shown, right? Ask for further illumination of your area of healing. I often do that because I may think it's one thing, and then a couple of days later, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that, it was this, right? Or there's something added to it. So I know that I have the asthma issue, but I also want to uncover any additional areas where I might be blocked in love or receiving love or abundance, anything else. If there's a physical ailment that should come to my awareness, I ask for and receive the highest guidance for my good and for the good of all right? That's how we could do it. All right. So in the Soul's Journey cards by James Van Praagh, we have this beautiful green mandala, fractal art, whatever you want to refer to it as. Earth energy, and I can see here it does have like the golden orange border on it. And it says, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. It is a gift and I love it, okay? All right, so here in our health journey, it says, your body is your temple and you are responsible for its care. You have chosen to incarnate in this physical dimension to learn certain lessons. And if you don't maintain the physical vessel that your soul has chosen, then you are sabotaging your own plan. Your health is a vital element for your soul's progress, and you should never take it for granted. Be sensible about nourishment and exercise. You could be a sensitive being who must be conscious of your surroundings because you can easily be drained by people, places, or things. Always make a ritual of protection and cleansing before you work with a client, or just bring your mind back to your heart throughout the day to rejuvenate. There may also This could also signify a desire to help other beings through physical or emotional healing work. You may be involved professionally in the medical fields, body work, or psychiatry and counseling, or maybe you're just a good listener who possesses sage advice. If you or someone you know inherited a congenital disease, past life work may be of some benefit. All right, so I am definitely interested in the past life connections. I've heard that asthma is one of those things that you could trace back into your Akashic record and see where the roots of it come from. The people who do QHHT, or quantum healing hypnosis therapy, in those sessions, you go very deep and are able to find out and discuss with your higher guides and consciousness ways and remedies and the sources and roots of those things. So I've been wanting to have a QHHT session, so this might be part of the indication, but I'm definitely going to ask to be shown and be made aware of any past life things that are frequent, that are coming up for me to address in my healing journey today. I'm also very excited because tomorrow will be my first day back at Yogi at I Love My Temple Yoga and Wellness. I've missed Tiffany. It's been several weeks now since I've been in there, and I know my body is crying out for the stretching and the intention that I give it in that space of aerial yoga with her. All right, so we are looking at our health. We're here with the dragons who are supporting us, Emerald and Malachite. And lastly, we have green Tara. Now, there are, I think, 20 or 21 Taras, and they are like Hindu goddesses. And so, of course, I went with green Tara, and I'm not sure that I know anything about her, but we have compassion and empathy. And 11, we're back to that master number of 11, conscious co-creation with spirit. And we often bypass ourselves when it comes to all the nice little things that we want to give to each other. We're compassionate, we're empathetic. Oh my gosh, I see the starving people in another country. Oh, I see, all this stuff and the other. But then we don't have compassion for ourselves. Excuse me, we judge ourselves. We don't have empathy for ourselves. We can't feel the reasons behind our woundedness. And then sometimes we'll get that perfect situation that reveals to us we're not as compassionate to others or as empathetic to others as we think we are. All right. So I see here we also have the dove. We have blooming flowers. We have the third eye open and a beautiful crown as well. And it's just so much of the divine feminine presence in this card. So I want to see what green Tara speaks to us about in terms of compassion and empathy. I think I want Will. Let me see here. I don't know where the guidebook went for this. That's what happens when you have a lot of books and things spread around. Here it is. All right. So card number 11. Green Tara is a Buddhist goddess of compassion. She is a feminine representation of the Buddha and one of the 21 Taras born when the Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara, the first eternal Buddha, excuse my pronunciation is terrible, Avalokitesvara, the first eternal Buddha, cried tears of compassion as he witnessed the suffering of humankind. So that is what they say, that under the Bodhi tree, when the Buddha sat underneath the Bodhi tree and was getting ready to ascend, he heard this sound and then asked, what is that? And they said, it is the suffering of humanity. It's the groan, the universal groan of all humans on earth. And at that moment, he vowed to return and to not ascend until all beings were free of suffering. And that is known as the Bodhisattva vow. And please correct me, somebody, if I'm saying it wrong. Okay. Green Tara is a goddess of action, as shown by her vibrant green color, and she quickly appears when we are most in need of empathy and compassion. She is a refuge and comfort, acting to help us grow and expand into enlightenment. This is why she is known to be the savior who hears your suffering and encourages you to overcome difficulties. She is a nurturing and kind goddess who has enlightened and an enlightening and interested influence on us when we seek her. Green Tara's message: practice empathy by seeing yourself in the other person's shoes. Try to see every situation from both sides. Are you an empath? Do you find yourself affected by everything that happens around you? It is a beautiful gift to feel and love in such a deep way, but it's also important to be compassionate towards yourself and to protect your energy. The more clarity you have about who you are, and the more you're able to accept and forgive your own shortcomings and mistakes, the more compassion you will have towards yourself and others. Don't confuse empathy with codependency. Don't get so caught up in understanding others that you excuse bad behavior. Don't allow others to mistreat or hurt you. Connect to your inner child and heal your wounded parts. It is when you face your weaknesses and forgive and accept yourself that you begin to absolutely love yourself for who you are. When you do that, you will have true empathy and compassion for others. Remember to honor yourself and don't replace your needs with those of another. Call on Green Tara for compassion and comfort when you need relief from negative karma, for support in finding compassion for others in a challenging situation, when you're in a codependent relationship or are taking on the role of enabler, when all seems hopeless and you need refuge and tenderness. All right, we could all use a little tenderness. All right. And the activities are to chant the Green Tara mantra, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Green Tara, I entreat you, O Tara, O swift one, hail. You can recite this with a mala, which is Buddha's prayer beads, of any length from 1 to 3 times daily. There are many chants available online that you can sing or chant with. All right. And the questions to ask is about a situation. Where can I find more compassion for this situation? How do I move forward? What am I to learn from this? And what will support me? All right, and there's a whole set on this book, as I said, about creating an altar and how to bring in the energy of this goddess. And it includes to use a mala or Buddhist prayer beads or a small musical instrument such as a cymbal or a flute. Okay, all right. And then you can have apples or mangoes, lotus flowers or water lilies, saffron, the incenses, white sandalwood, patchouli, cedar, orange, and rose essential oil. All right, for the rose oil. The crystals are rose quartz, malachite, pink tourmaline, emerald, and jade. All right, I mean, I just really can't even make this up. My mala beads, my first mala beads are in my other room because I used them this morning, but I have some additional malas here, in my tool. And there's all kinds of malas. They're actually true malas are actual seeds that come from over in India. But anything you can make, they're usually 108 long. And what's very interesting is I've been doing this focus 21-day challenge, which ended yesterday. I made it all 21 days, right? We started every session with a breath work of 188 intentional breaths, holding and using our mala beads. And at the end, we did a tapping, and based on whatever the chapter is that we're working on, part of the tapping is we were talking about things that we wanted to change and improve would be like, even though I have not been practicing self-care, I love and accept myself completely. So I've spent the last 21 days working through and doing an honest self-assessment and then an honest self-acceptance of myself. So love and doing the tapping, tapping is very interesting. It's a whole thing. I'm not a teacher of it, but I'm even now starting to do it as a habit. Like, even though I need to practice more self-care, I love and accept myself completely, rather than bringing in an energy of, oh, I'm so lazy, I'm so undisciplined, I miss this, I miss that, I treat myself terribly. Like, no, I love and accept myself completely. So I can see the support that is here, because once we love and accept ourselves completely, then we can love and accept others exactly where they are, releasing our expectations and our ideas of how they should be, how we need them to be, because we no longer need that, because we've got everything. We've come to realize that everything that we have within us is all that we need. We came here with this template in this body in order to learn the lessons of self-acceptance and love. The dragons, the crystals are here to support us. Call on Green Tara. We're going to continue, I'm sure, this conversation, because I know things are going to be coming out in the next few days that are being activated by this conversation. So to all of you who join in the chat room this evening and who are here on this channel, who inspire and connect me with these synchronicities, who ask questions and we exchange and we upload to each other. I'm just so grateful for that. I truly am. In the Mayan saying says, in Lakesh, I am another you. That is the golden rule of it all, because when we get down to it, it is all oneness. We're all here doing our part on this planet to heal and reprogram and embody a new frequency on our beautiful, beloved Mother Earth. So I hope you have a beautiful evening, and know that the light in me absolutely honors the light in you. And be sure to look out for our dragon friends who are here to support us from the extra dimensional realms. All right. So have a great evening. Namaste.